Hey, how you doing, guys? It's Precise from Monomaniac Esports. I'm sitting here with Goldenboyftw, one of the casters for IGN, ShootMania. How you doing, Golden Boy?
I'm doing really good, man. Obviously, really tired. The entire event was very tiring overall, but I had a great time, and it was a pleasure to be able to cast it. So, very good stuff.
Awesome, awesome. So, how did you get involved with IGN?
It's actually pretty funny. I started off as a Call of Duty commentator for Major League Gaming. I got my start at the Providence event for the National Champions. That was actually my first ever event that I've ever commentated, ever. I've never done commentating professionally or radio work or anything like that. It was just I knew a little bit about the game, and they wanted to bring someone on board who knew, so they brought me on board, and I was able to educate viewers, and it went really well. Then from there, I just continued to do more events. It's like Modern Warfare 3 came out, and casted Halo and Gears and all these other different games, even I believe War of the Roses. I mean, commentated a bunch of different video games, and it just seemed to be like a natural fit for me. I was able to commentate pretty much anything you put in front of me because it's simple. You just break down and you get hyped for the intense moments, and or at least I look at it as very simple. Everyone thinks it's like this super complex thing, but I don't think I'm anything special, so that's just my mindset. But yeah, I'm very humbled to be here, and I saw Josh actually post on Twitter, and I was like, hey, buddy, I'm interested in the job. And then he said, sure. I know who you are. I know what you've done. And I definitely have a big resume. So that's how I got started. And then after that, I got the job, and now I'm here.
Awesome, awesome. So, I know you had to. You're originally from Bronx, New York.
Yes.
So I know you had to transition, and actually, when you accepted that position, you had to move to San Francisco. I mean, how are you adjusting to the West Coast? I know it's a huge difference, and you still have family back east, correct?
Yeah, my wife is actually still back in New York. She's a teacher, a Spanish teacher to be exact, and she just couldn't wiggle her way out. She wants to be out here with me, but she does have to finish the school year, which she will be doing so at the end of this year, so I'm very happy about that. But yeah, it's been an adjustment process, very cool. I like San Francisco. I like where I live in Alameda. It's a real nice place, but I'm used to that Bronx life, waking up every day, taking the subway, dealing with the crazies and stuff like that. Now you deal with a new level of crazy, just crazy people that can't seem to travel. That's a different kind of crazy. They're just out there in the streets drinking. But before this interview gets too dark, yeah, it actually is pretty, sorry about that, it's actually pretty cool to just get a change of pace. I've lived in the Bronx my entire life. I've been there since the day I was born, and to leave and live a life somewhere else is a big change. So I'm adjusting well so far.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, like, so what drew you to ShootMania? Like, what appealed to you? Like, when you first saw the game, what was your initial reaction?
Well, the thing about ShootMania is that it's a great game. It's actually a very entertaining game to watch. What drew me at first was the single perspective of the attacker. That was the main thing that attracted me, because one of the big issues that first-person shooters have as a whole is trying to keep up with the action, which is a very frustrating thing sometimes. And granted, yeah, you are going to see some instances where people are going to be everything's going to be jumping around, and there will be a lull and all sorts of things like that. But I think the one major thing about ShootMania was that single perspective. They drove the action the entire time, and you saw it throughout the entire event. So I was very happy about that, and I personally think that ShootMania has a bright future. And what drew me to it was the prospect of working on something I've never worked on before. I've never done a PC shooter, and this will be the first time, and hopefully not the only time.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah. I definitely want to say that you and Josh, you do a very good job. Casting the matches and really driving the community to participate and all the features that they do on stream. You guys have, target practice, where you interview people in the community. You have the different community functions. So you guys are definitely behind the community, and that's absolutely the way to go about doing things. So today we saw Colwyn take the championship, winning that $30,000, and they traveled all the way from France, is it?
Yeah.
Are they originally from France?
Yeah, actually, they had, I believe, Sturmy is Italian, and they had two players from France. So,
oh, wow.
But yeah, it's pretty funny that you mentioned the community stuff, because after this event, it's not going to end there. We're still going to continue to push the community more, and websites like ShootMania Esports really add to it. Reddit is a great source that I hope a lot of ShootMania players take advantage of. Even Twitter, to a lesser extent. I know a lot of PC players don't really mesh on Twitter that much, or at least I haven't seen it. you know, but if they are, you know, they can always feel free to reach out, because I'm a big community guy. That's always been what I'm about. And in regards to the tournament itself, Colin, you know, they're just too good. They really are. They are probably one of the best teams I've ever seen compete in a game. Like, just the way that they just come back, like, period, you know, it's quite fantastic. I've casted a lot of different games before, but I've never seen a team go pretty much undefeated in the entire tournament and then get shut out 3-0. I've never seen that before. That's shocking. So Fnatic RC just had no answer, and Cohen looked dominant as always. So congratulations to them, and let's see what brings for the future.
Yeah, definitely. They look like, you know, definitely a force to be reckoned with. You know, like you said, Fnatic didn't drop one map, and they just got, for lack of a better word, they pretty much got stomped in that series. You know, they were just on fire.
Yeah.
So they definitely brought it and took home that $30K prize. So, you know, in regards to ShootMania, I know there's the Curse tournament that's coming up.
Okay.
So, have you heard about that?
No, actually, you know, I know that the Adroits thing was going on, and Winters and Indred was casting that, so I haven't had much of an opportunity, you know, with the move and everything. That's been a little crazy to keep up with the stuff, but also just coming here and the event as a whole has been a little chaotic, but I do expect a lot of you know, people to start running their own ShootMania events. They see the potential. It's there. You know, it's just whether or not the community is going to begin to embrace it. And by the community, I mean like the Quakes and the UTs and the TF2s and all those guys. And the funny thing is that some of the best players in those games are participating in ShootMania, and they still don't get it. There is potential here, and the game's not even out yet. It's not out. It comes out in January, and has all the potential in the world. So I think that for right now, the way it's looking is we're going to see a lot more smaller tournaments. I'm going to start doing some of my own things on the side. I used to do these thing called Golden Invitationals back in Call of Duty.
Nice,
I'm going to try and bring it back for ShootMania and just invite teams and just have them duke it out on stream and create more content. That's what needs to happen. What drives, what pretty much drives gaming is content. You know, and that's one of the big things for IPL is content. We want to always make sure that we have as much content as possible, so that when someone wants to tune in and watch something, they can with no problem whatsoever. 24/7 content. And I'm glad that whenever I go home at night, I can, you know, go to the YouTube and see the games that I just casted go up right away. If you were a fan of League of Legends this weekend, the games that went on at IPL5 were actually done on the VOD. There was no delay. It was no 2-week delay. They were done right away, and that's the kind of quality of content that IPL wants to do, and that's why I like working for this company. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more smaller tournaments, a lot more content being developed, and ShootMania is going to continue to grow.
Awesome. You know, I definitely inquired about the game's numbers. I went ahead and I was checking out the Twitch channel, and then I was checking out the stream on IGN, and the game, I believe it had around 15K viewers at a few points there. So definitely a lot of really good things coming up for the game. So with the new changes that they're implementing, how do you feel that's going to change the competitive gameplay?
Oh, well, you know, I mean, wall jumping for one is big. That's going to be a big win for everyone, because it's going to create a lot of new windows of opportunity for attackers, especially on maps like maybe Fortress or something like that, or the Castle. That I would say Fortress more so because of the way that it's laid out with all the walls everywhere. And the laser shooting rockets is another big addition that I'm super pumped for, because we saw a lot of instances today where, you know, the rocket would actually be coming by the attacker, and the attacker would try and shoot the defender before the rocket hit him. But now you can actually shoot the rocket, and that's going to be a big win. So that's going to be pretty cool to see. I expect that to be impactful on gameplay, but wall jumping more so. And on the actually the Beta 2 trailer, they showed the grapple hook, which is going to be a new addition, and it looks like a swinging grapple hook. I haven't gotten all the details yet on it, but it looks like a swinging grapple hook as opposed to a zip line. So that is going to be something to pay attention for. You know, it's all these new additions to gameplay. I expect them to really change the landscape of ShootMania. While movement, or I should say, while shooting is the primary thing of ShootMania, movement has certainly become a focus, a big focus of this entire scene, and you can see that the best teams have superior movement.
That's awesome. You know, I think we can all say that, you know, I heard you while you were streaming, and you said that we're all FPS fans, and we definitely want to see another FPS up there. And do you feel that, you know, do you strongly feel like ShootMania has the potential to get up there with StarCraft 2 and League of Legends as a top esports?
It's an uphill battle. you know, and I think everyone knows that. People thought when Counter-Strike Go came out, it was going to be like immediately taking its top spot back. But, you know, there's so many divides in the overall community that people just got to start embracing it. It has potential. Just people need to start embracing it. They may not enjoy the game to play it, but to watch it is certainly an intense experience, in my personal opinion. But you know, I think that with the way that everything is kind of unfolding for FPS titles, we're going to see more titles kind of stepping up. You know, games like Halo and Call of Duty, ShootMania, as well as, you know, Counter-Strike Go and all that. They'll continue to change the landscape of what we want to do. But ShootMania has the potential. It certainly does. It's just whether or not the community embraces it and stops trying to act like it's a Quake knockoff when it's not. It's its own game. You know, Quake is amazing. I just want to say that right now. I love Quake. I think it's one of the most intense and by far one of the craziest spectator esport titles that I've ever seen. It's so fun to watch. But it is also very difficult for players to get involved because of the, you know, high skill, the high skill gap there. You know, but I feel like overall people have to start thinking to themselves, well, you know, Quake has been suffering a little bit here, but here are the best players in the world making transition to other games. Let's support them. Let's support them, and in turn, maybe we might support this game. That's the way I always look at it, instead of just being like, Quake's not here, you guys are evil. It shouldn't be like that. Just love shooters, because right now we're getting stomped on by these RTS and MOBA games, and don't get me wrong, I like them. They're fun to watch and play from time to time, but I'm a shooter. I like to shoot things. That sounded a little serial killer-ish there, but you know, the truth is I love playing first-person shooters, and I don't want to see it ever go away in a competitive landscape.
You know, I had an interview earlier with Indrid and Winters, and I think it's because primarily our generation, you know, like when we grew up, we primarily started watching like FPSs such as, you know, Counter-Strike 1.6 and then Halo came into play for a little bit. I know you're a big console guy, so you know, most likely really enjoyed that era. And I think it's just that need to really get something going.
It's again. Intensity. Yeah, it really is.
But, you know, how do you feel about all the sponsors coming in? Like, I know Fnatic, like when you really look at the game and the amount of like really invested organizations that have come in so far, it's very promising.
Yeah, it is.
Because we're talking SK, Fnatic, Complexity, you know.
Can't forget about Monomaniac.
I guess.
But it's true. You really can. I mean, you know, that's the thing. The entire purpose of this event was to help grow the North American ShootMania community, right? Because it is doing well in Europe. ESWC was evidence of that. They had big crowds. You know, they had people into it. This was strictly to develop it. That's what the purpose of this event was. I think that all the big teams getting into it now, it's actually going to start making people take it a little bit more serious. In the finals, we had Fnatic. You know, in the finals of League of Legends, Fnatic is there. Yeah. It's not like these are just, you know, teams with crazy names. I mean, I don't want to knock on like Planet Express, obviously, because they're a fantastic team. But you know, like Planet Express, for example, that just sounds like a crazy name.
It reminds me of Chinese food.
Yeah.
Planet Express.
Oh my Lord, yeah. But you could say that, or the Futurama, you know.
Oh my God.
But that's what it is, man. It's just we're seeing the big names enter into it, the landscape. I can't wait to see if or when Evil Geniuses would take the step into picking up a team, which I don't think Scoots is going to do it. I don't think he's ballsy enough, but we'll see as a threat.
Well, you know.
But I'm glad to see Complexity evolve. You know, Jason Lake taking a gamble on Carnage and them. You know, may not have had the best event, but they show that they can contend with the top. And same thing for Fnatic. You know, they can contend. And Colwyn right now is the top dog. They are the kings of the hill. But everything else in the bottom is actually pretty evened out, I must say. You know, and Planet Express is definitely a team to look out for. And they're not even sponsored yet, so wait for a big organization to pick them up. You know, a Curse maybe. Yeah, that'd be big. So and that's what it is, man. It's going to really boil down to that. Just all these different organizations coming into it, and then people are going to say, wow, there's actual competition, actual money being involved. Let me try and become the best now, and hopefully that's what happens.
And there was definitely a lot of people screaming and enjoying like all the different game modes in the exhibition room and all that good stuff. Do you think there's going to be an influx of players following this event?
I think so. We hopefully, I also think it was due to the amazing staff that we had on board. Hyping everyone up and getting everything going and like loud and crazy, and that was a big thing for us. Making sure that the people that we brought on board were just as motivated about gaming as we are, and that showed there. So we're. After this event, we'll see what happens. Granted, it's once again an uphill battle, and Rome wasn't built in a day, And I think that people are going to start to embrace it little by little. So in time.
Awesome. Well, honestly, I feel like as long as we have individuals like yourself and Joshi and Winters and Indrid and all the people behind the scenes that are driving the competitive scene and really like reaching out to the community, the game will definitely grow. Thank you, Goldenboy, for this interview, and definitely look forward to talking to you some more in the future.
No problem, man. Take care, and you didn't do so bad yourself.
I try. I'm not made for this. I'm actually recruiting an interviewer, so if you want the job, hit me up. All right, thanks.